Right, folks, this is a follow-up to the first video I did about the situation in which my property was not showing up at a reasonable zoom level, and then when you zoomed in further, it would, and then zoomed out, it wouldn't. So I'm at the front page of VRBO. I'm going to go ahead and search for Baltimore, Maryland. Click search, and we've got a little bit figured out what's going on. Okay, so a consumer that comes here, first of all, they're probably not going to notice that this is set to VRBO sort, but there's actually a sort put on this already. But then you say sort, what are they sorting? I don't know. What the user has no idea about on this first page is that they're only looking at 50 out of 208 listings. Okay, so now why wouldn't they put you're looking at 50 out of 208 listings at the top here? Maybe if you want to control what people see, how about that? All right, so I'm going to expand this out some. This is the view I was in. I'm going to start zooming in. Okay. As we can see, let's see here. My property's not showing. Okay, at this level, my property shows. There's my property there. Whoops, no, there it went. They took it away from me again, those little bastards. All right, so at this point, any consumer that's shopping, sees this, and they're going to assume that they got all they got. They got no idea from the top here. They got no idea that they're only looking at 1 through 50 of 72 properties that are in this view. So VRBO is cleverly hidden the sort. All right, so you'd say, well, everybody has to have a way to sort somehow, right? Well, let me show you what it looks like when somebody doesn't care about showing you a preferred set of listings. We're going to go over here to type in Craigslist, Baltimore vacation rental. Now, Craigslist doesn't have a vested interest in anybody's ad more than another. And by the way, if you type in Craigslist, a city and vacation rental, you get there. And you'll get to this. Now, when you land here, a lot of times it won't be on map. It'll be on thumbnail. Whoops. Or it'll be on gallery, I think. That's the default. So if you do this and you get here, just come up here and change to map. Now, here's the technology that businesses and companies that don't care about controlling what you see looks like. All they do is they use aggregated numbers. And as you zoom in, the bubbles start breaking apart. You can click on this, and then the bubble breaks apart some more, and the bubble breaks apart some more. So, yeah, sure, VRBO, home away, these guys, they have to have a filter or a sort somehow, but there's some really great technology out there that doesn't allow them to manipulate who or what you see. All right, so let's get back over here. All right, so we know what's going on there. Now, I said, well, I've been around for 12 years or so, 10 or 12 years doing this with them. I've got a lot of reviews. I got a lot of history. Done about $800,000 in sales on them. Surely, if somebody searches by, let's see here, distance guest rating, most popular, number of reviews. I think I've got 55 or 60 reviews right now. And by the way, I've had hundreds of reviews. They've gone through various levels of allowing and then not allowing and then redoing. So 55 reviews should put me in this area here, except that we're down to 30 reviews and I'm not there. Okay. So now, and again, somebody sitting here, they've clicked number of reviews. They'd still have no idea I existed, and I don't think I'm going to show up even if I zoom in further. Let's see. My property should be right there. Let's see. Oh, I do show up at this level for the number of views. If I zoom back out one, there's my property. It disappears. All right, so number of views. I don't pick up any ground there. It seems like they just add more properties around me. And what we figured out, too, is most likely this is related to the fact that I'm not on their book it now. I'm going to be forced into that in 2 days. So the bottom line is a consumer comes to VRBO. First of all, they have no idea that filters are being applied in general to their first search. Then as they change their parameters here, they also have no idea that additional filters are being applied. There's technology out there that can be used if some company wants to be transparent, if they don't want to steer with regards to bookings. They have another option here is to say, hey, we've got too many listings on this page, please filter yourself. But that's not what they're out for. Now, sounds a little conspiratorial, well, what do you mean they want to push properties or push things? The next video I'll do, I'll start going into a competitive study that I've done on my area here and this neighborhood here, which will give you a much better idea of stuff that may be going on. Oh, by the way, this is a pretty fascinating one. See these approximation dots? So in this case, they're not showing my property in this view, right? Let's see. Oh, this is fascinating. Now, this is really interesting. So we're set to the number of reviews sort right here. See this sort right here? We're on number of reviews. This is an approximation dot. This dot right here. This guy's property actually sits right here, right there. The very edge of that dot, okay? Now, I also happen to know he has no reviews. Let's look at, this is Michael's fascinating post. Michael's post, here's Michael. Let's click reviews. This property doesn't have any reviews yet. So how is it that in this view over here, where when we want to sort by number of reviews, a guy with no reviews and an approximation dot shows up, but I don't? Let's see here. Now I do. Okay. And there's Michael again. And let me tell you, his property sits right down. Actually, it's right here on this corner. So I mean, you're talking about stretching that dot as far as you can get. Let's go back to VRBO sort. Now, again, VRBO sort, he shows up. We zoom out. And VRBO sort, here's a guy who's never done a dime's worth of business through VRBO, and he's showing up. Now, let me tell you what it appears like he's doing. At $499 a night, that price is outrageous. Okay, for our market, you don't pull that, and especially if you know his area, know what's going on, but the average customer doesn't. But just in general, that pricing doesn't. But this guy's managed to get 44 reviews, and he's only had his property on the market for 40 weeks on Airbnb. So what he's doing is, what it would appear like he's doing is, he's using this ad on VRBO, most likely to get attention, and hoping that people then go to Airbnb and look for him. Where on Airbnb, this is the interesting part here. We go to Airbnb. Okay. And if I just type in Baltimore, guess whose property is going to come up? No map. But guess whose property comes up? Look at that. This guy, Michael, sure is connected somehow. He's got an approximation dot that puts on VRBO that puts him in one of the prime niche markets in the city. His property shows up in a search over here for when the search is set to review count, when he's got 0. And if you go to Airbnb and just type in Baltimore, this guy who's been in business in Baltimore for less than 9 months gets front page, and he has 43 reviews, and he's been in business 40 weeks. So going back to the original purpose of all of this was, if I'm going to compete in the vacation rental business, I need to understand who I'm competing against and what's going on. And the more I've dug into this, the more I'm finding that there's some really, really strange stuff going on. And I enjoy my business. I like my business. I've been in business since 2006. So what's that, 11 years or so? And I'd like to stay in business, but they're making it really tough on me. And it's not just a bunch of people like me who are being competitive. There's a lot more going on. It sure seems that way. So we'll explore that a little bit more in the next video.